The scene behind me here, no doubt the scene of many wonderful happy days. You can imagine, can't you? Confetti flying everywhere, perhaps rice, well wishers outside. We're talking, of course, about wedding days. Nowadays, of course, weddings themselves can be an absolute, well, catastrophic amount, can't they? I don't know how people afford them. Years ago, as many people know, I used to work in hotels as a resting thespian. And even there, they were never that expensive as they are now. It's all about sort of pecking order and making sure you have the right look, isn't it? I'm right though, ladies, aren't I? Gents, of course, you turn a funny colour, you've got to pay for it, you know what I mean? I think it was the advent of the 90s when I think I first saw things like doves flying out of cages and Cinderella carriages. Remember that? But you do remember your wedding day. Seemingly though, Meghan Markle has had something of a blank. Let me explain. Morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company. Welcome one and all. Welcome one and all, by the way. Brand new subscribers. I know I say this, keep it clean. We don't advertise other people's channels, please. And more importantly, you know, it's all free. I'm not going to ask you to buy me a coffee. I'm certainly not going to ask you to donate. You don't have to be a member to watch this. It's exclusive to you, free. And this cost of living crisis, you can't say that about many things, can you? I bought some Maryland cookies the other day. Do you know those? I couldn't believe it. When I got them out of the packet, they looked like the fun size version. Amazing, isn't it? You just get, you know what I mean? Strange stuff, isn't it? Back as ever to your royal story of the day. Now, when you think about it, Meghan Markle, when she walked down the aisle with Prince Harry, and I say walked down the aisle, used, of course, the Prince of Wales for a mild bit of attention, as she half walked down the aisle and insisted that she walked the rest on her own because she was an independent woman, didn't need a man, you know, and all this sort of stuff, but quickly gave up everything, you know, was quite quick to fold everything up, like the social media and everything else, in order to get the further fetch of the moniker of course, the Duchess of Sussex. Scheming, some people might say so. But it's fascinating to note now that Meghan, who was zipped over to Jamaica for the premiere of that movie, the Bob Marley thing, well, it's fascinating because 12 years ago, this would have been the scene of such a romantic time for Meghan. Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, nobody forgets your first wedding, do you? I mean, it's a strange thing. Now, Trevor Engelson, as we told you before, is now a very private man, very wealthy and very successful. Meghan must be kicking herself. She needn't have possibly had to go through that spectacle of a wedding over here in front of millions of people. She could have stuck with Trevor and had exactly what she wanted in the first place. But while out in Jamaica, somebody dared to bring this up. I mean, frightening in itself, isn't it? And apparently Meghan said the whole thing was a blur. She has no memory of it at all. As ever, recollections may vary, and we have to say allegedly. How fortunate then that her father, Thomas Markle, was savvy enough as a cameraman, of course, and all those ABC soaps and stuff like that, to make sure that he secured some footage. Something that's at the root cause of their argument, you see, because he dared to let the world know that there was this footage, of course. Now, what lady out there, whether you're on your second or third marriage, or, you know, you simply stay with the same partner, you would remember elements of that, particularly as you're travelling back now with your, some might suggest, a very successful husband, a royal duke, no less. Meghan, though, has no recollection at all of the wedding day, of her time there. Apparently, it's just a full blur. Now, this is going to be a problem, isn't it, when she comes to sell the memoir? Or maybe she could look back at the footage that the father leaked out, and maybe that might simply jog her memory. Either way, Meghan is nothing but media savvy. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.